Hey, Spencer.
Yes, Shane?
Do you have the spirit of Christmas?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, you do now because you've seen the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Hell yes, I have.
Well. So yeah, I've finally, as if you've been refusing to, but you've finally seen the
Funny story on that. There was a couple Christmases ago, before I lived in Texas, before we were doing the podcast, all that stuff. Before it was quite a few years ago. A group of people I was with, we were hanging out at my aunt's house, and one of my aunts and was showing my cousins this movie, and I was like worn. I was, you know what I mean, like all the festivities and people. I was just like, I just need a night alone.
I get it.
And so I went home, and they're all like, "Why didn't you want to watch this movie?" And they gave me like a lot of shit about it. And I was like, dude, I just wanted to go home and sit in the dark for a little bit. So yeah, funnily enough, I do have a reputation for avoiding this movie. When in reality, I love the Muppets, and I really wanted to watch it.
Yeah, funny enough, like I also love the Muppets, but I just saw this for the first time like a couple of years ago. So this is not something that like I don't harbor a lot of nostalgia for. I have some nostalgia for the Muppets, but not for this specifically. And this is like the best thing that they've made, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, there are some asterisks.
The original Muppets movie bangs, like great.
Yeah.
I never really watched any of the show.
Yeah.
And then Man or Muppet might be the best thing they ever actually truly did.
That one song.
But so genuinely, am I wrong? One of the best songs ever written for a movie.
No. But in terms of like
complete thing,
full projects,
it genuinely is wall to wall funny and emotion.
Yeah.
Like, and honest to God, really good craft. Like,
yeah. What did you think? What did you think this movie was going to be before you saw it? Like, did you think it was going to be good and everybody else was right?
I asked y'all that before we watched it. I said, look, is this movie like good in that it's a genuinely good movie, or is it good because Michael Caine is giving like a dead serious performance next to the Muppets? Like, is it good for the like quote unquote meme of that? Like, that's why, and people are nostalgic for it and that kind of thing. And you were like, yes, to both, like both of those things. Yeah. And I found that to be very true.
Yeah. It's like, it is both good and funny because Michael Caine is playing it dead straight, and also good because Michael Caine is playing it dead straight.
Yeah,
and like I have no nostalgia for the movie because I didn't watch it as a kid, or at least I don't have no memory of watching it. We didn't watch it much, if I ever watched it but once. And so like all of my appreciation for the movie has come from being an adult who likes movies, watching it as an adult who likes movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating because about 10 minutes in, I was like, why is the lighting better than in Wicked?
Yeah. Like,
which
not to shit on Wicked, but
again,
I mean,
Wicked is a movie both of us really like.
Wicked rules. But this movie looks better than
Wicked. Looks better than Wicked.
With like there's like 3 shots from Wicked where I was like, okay, that looks good.
Yeah.
And they're all in the last scene.
Yeah. There's and then weirdly enough, the one shot, we're talking about Wicked now again. The one shot where like what's his name, the dude Fierro, where he's riding into the college, and it's like this like low shot with a pond in the foreground. Where I was like, why did you color grade that one? Like it was so confusing to me. Where I was like,
yeah. And
then it just goes right back to the gray tones.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
Who knows?
Anyway, this movie, and I all of the Muppet stuff. I can't stress enough. The craft is good.
What?
The editing is good. You know, it's like all of that kind of just baseline cinema and cinema language shit rules.
Yeah. What they are able to accomplish with Muppets and marionettes and animatronics and some simple green screen and compositing, like that's in there, and you can kind of see it when it's there.
Yeah, the Marley and Marley,
good.
But it's like it doesn't ever take me out.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
Like
it's all so good.
Yeah.
Again, it's like incredible. Some of the things, like some of the behind the scenes of a few of the shots are like really, really, really cool. So there's like the shot of Kermit, and he's walking with Tiny Tim on his shoulder, or Cratchit, and he's walking with Tiny Tim on his shoulder, and they're singing. So the way they accomplish that is I'm pretty sure that one's composited. I'm pretty sure that's green screen. I could be wrong about that. It could be a real background that they're moving. But they have Kermit standing in place on a roller. So it looks like the ground is moving beneath him as he's walking. And it sells so hard.
Yeah.
You would never know it unless you know it. And then that way they can keep him still and animate him the way they need to. Without having to like walk with it. The other thing that I think is really interesting is like to be on one of those sets as an actor and not a Muppet performer is actually really dangerous because of how much the floor completely drops out for people to stick their arms up and through.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times you have these really narrow paths that you have to walk down and not look down at the ground while you're doing it. And you're just surrounded by by people's arms.
I had never even considered that.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
It's like a weird challenge of being on set as an actor.
That is the same level of funny as the fact that they like dug trenches for Mel Gibson and Braveheart for all the other actors to walk because he's so short.
Yeah.
It's the same level of like, wait, what?
How short is Mel Gibson?
He's like 5'8" or something.
Oh, he's not even that short.
He's not that short, but when he's playing William Wallace and he's got to be larger than life and he's next to all these. I mean, it was
like Tom Cruise, you know? Yeah. But Tom Cruise is short.
Tom Cruise owns that shit.
Isn't he like 5'6"?
No, he's taller than that. He's about 5'8" too.
Are you sure? All right,
this is the least Muppet based episode.
That's we're shooting the breeze on this one. Yeah, that is like one of my favorite things about this.
Now Cruise is 5'7". Holy shit! Now let's check Mel Gibson.
Well, I mean, we kind of split the difference there. I said 5'6", you said 5'8", and he's 5'7".
Mel Gibson's 5'10", so Mel Gibson's taller than I thought he was.
So he's not that short.
No.
That's surprising that they would like go above and beyond that much.
My guess is they just had a couple of actors that were rather tall,
for sure.
And they didn't want to do whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless of that.
But yeah, to like know like some of the behind the scenes of like dangerous, I think is a strong word, but like you just have to like be careful and be aware while also still trying to perform. You know what I mean? Like if you're walking at a pretty high clip, but also like on a tightrope almost.
Yeah,
yeah, like it's pretty cool.
This movie is so funny.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Top to bottom, beginning to end.
Yeah.
I mean, and not to say it's not emotional also, because you're right. There's a part where Charles Dickens and Rizzo the Rat vanish because they're just funny.
Gonzo looks at the screen and is like, what does he say? It's like, you're on your own, folks. And then he leaves.
Yeah. And he then comes back. But it's the bit where he's like, wow, this city really is. This is what we talked about last night after we watched it. City really is dirty. But hold on. Boom. And he starts wiping. It's the cut to inside. And it adds this like funny impact to that moment. He's like,
and then Rizzo's reaction of, thank you for making me a part of this.
This is so good, dude.
Such a good line.
The movie is genuine. Look, I have never been the biggest like Christmas movie guy.
Yeah.
Like over the years, I've had different ones that I will watch. Like How the Grinch Stole Christmas as a kid, I watched every year, and then I kind of fell off that.
Yeah.
I was just telling you Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, which is like an anthology one, which I have not revisited in years. Do not know if it holds up at all. Yeah. But that was one as a kid I watched every year. That one feels like Christmas to me. Like that movie feels like Christmas to me. And this movie was like the first Christmas movie I'd seen in a long time where I was like, oh man, Christmas.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. It genuinely is so good. That's the power of the Muppets, baby.
That's power of the Muppets.
Power of the Muppets.
It is so funny to me how this movie could be filled with a bunch of Muppets, and like Gonzo is Charles Dickens, and Miss Piggy is Mary Ann or whatever her name is, or Emily or something like that. And it is also one of the most faithful adaptions of, because it includes more prose and actual lines from the book than almost any, if not any other adaptation, because it's literally Charles Dickens reading the book to you. Yeah. And so it includes a lot of, like, specifically like a lot of the prose that are like direct samples from the book that aren't usually included in adaptations in that way, which I love. And then the rest of the story is also just really, really close and really, really accurate.
Which is a fascinating thing. I mean, you talk about, we could do a whole minisode on adaptations and what they need to be, but like, I think that is also fascinating because to me, an adaptation, the only thing an adaptation needs to be is faithful to the themes. Like, you can remove and change stuff. Like Invincible is an adaptation. I'm going on the record saying I don't like the Invincible show. It actually really frustrates me how popular it is.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's great how popular it is because so many more people have now read the comic book, and that's a great thing. But the comic is like the best comic ever.
Yeah.
And the show, to me, like, disregards and does not take into account so much of the timing and pace and character development. It, like, ruins all of that shit to me.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see one that is just a faithful adaptation that does not squander anything, but the things it changes is the fact that it's Muppets and adds way more humor and shit like this. Like, that is what you should do, man. Like,
there's like a couple of things that get just kind of lifted, like his sister kind of gets lifted out, like, which, you know, I don't think makes such a huge impact on the story where it's like, oh my god, how could you not include that? And then like the changing of the Statler and Waldorf as the Marley brothers as opposed to just
best song bangs.
Best
that
song
bangs.
ever made. I also did you know this was a musical going in? It's the Muppets.
It's the Muppets. I assumed there would be musical elements. I did not know it was just a full blown musical, and it's a great musical.
Yeah. There's like one skip for me in terms of the music, and then the rest of them are all bangers.
But genuinely, it's both in a very funny, like we were talking about, like the Mimi kind of way of Michael Caine's performance being so serious, but also in a like genuinely great performance is the Marley and Marley scene where it's like shit's so funny, and he's just like cowering in the corner with genuine fright, and you're like, damn, Michael Caine, is this like a top 5 performance for you? Like, he's so good.
It's like I struggle to think of a better Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah, I legitimately cannot.
Is there a better Ebenezer Scrooge?
We ask you this question, listeners. Is there a better one out there that we need to visit and watch?
Yeah, I think there are movies that do other things better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like, man, it is hard to find a better Scrooge.
Well, it's the bit when he like knocks on his door. He's like, "You were not at work this morning." Like, we just like that scene. He's selling both the comedy of it, the irony of that, while also just delivering this great serious. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, in a not even Mimi, like it's Mimi because he's doing this with the Muppets, but like. In just a straight up great performance kind of way. Like, look, Amy Adams does the same thing in that when her turn to play with the Muppets, she's also giving just a really good, honest, authentic performance.
Yeah.
Next to Kermit the Frog and company. I love this shit. This shit was so... I knew I would like it. I didn't think I'd be like, damn, I kind of just want to watch it again. Like,
it rules, man. It is like instantly a... it will always be watched every single year in my home. Yeah. Like I said, like I didn't watch this as a kid, and from now on I will watch it. Like it will forever be on my list. Here are some fun factoids.
I'm so excited.
Sir Michael Caine actively pursued the role of Ebenezer Scrooge when he heard that it was going into production. He had missed out on a guest star role on the TV series The Muppet Show in 1976, which was shot in the UK while he was living as a tax exile in the US at the time. However, friends and colleagues he knew had guested on it, such as Sir Roger Moore, John Cleese, Peter Sellers, Sylvester Stallone, had told him they had a massive amount of fun appearing in the show, and that it had also given them extra kudos with children too. By the time this film was greenlit in 1991, Caine had moved back to the UK, and when he heard it was going to be filmed in London, in a London film studio, he had his agent badger Jim Henson Productions until they agreed to meet with him, then cast him shortly afterwards.
Very funny. That was a question I was going to have, was like, how did Michael Caine come to be in this? Because like, look, the Muppets are some of the most iconic pieces of fiction ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like actors actively want to do these things. I just didn't know if Michael Caine was one of those actors who'd be like, I want to hang.
Nope.
Or not. But the fact that he actively pursued it is so fun to me and makes his performance even better.
Yep.
Fucking awesome.
Before production began, Sir Michael Caine told producer and director Brian Henson, quote, "I'm going to play this movie like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I will never wink. I will never do anything Muppety. I am going to play Scrooge as if it is an utterly dramatic role and there are no puppets around me." Henson replied, "Yes, bang on."
I also love that. Bang on is great. Yeah. And you know what? He fucking delivered.
Yeah. Yes.
It's so good.
Halfway through production, Sir Michael Caine realized that this movie was Brian Henson's directorial debut. Caine was deeply impressed.
Yeah.
This is his directorial debut.
And it's so well directed. Dude, I can't imagine. Like, look, there's a lot of directors who have, in one way or another, done the big, like, tentpole CGI thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of that comes down to having a good VFX supervisor on set and trusting your post team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of them, like, sometimes don't look amazing, is they don't have those things. Yes. And directors aren't as familiar with working with those things.
Right.
I cannot imagine doing something so practical and so many. I have to imagine these, for all the reasons we were talking about a second ago, how elaborate a lot of these sets are, and all of that stuff would be so daunting and overwhelming. And working with the Muppets for my first movie. Now he's who he is.
Yeah, like he that was not his first experience with the Muppets. I mean, like he obviously like grew up as part of it and was a puppeteer himself, but still crazy, still insane.
Yeah.
To like come out swinging that hard. And like, look, the whole crew is all the same people who've always been doing this. And you know what I mean? Like, so it's like he had that like amazing foundation to work with, but at the same time, like it's still so good. It's like, it's so much better than it has any right to be.
I know. And yet, like, I'm struggling to think of just a genuinely bad Muppets thing that I've seen. I'm sure there are some that aren't as great.
Yeah, there are some.
Muppets Most Wanted is not the best thing in the world, but it's also the Muppets, and I have kind of a soft spot for everything that I've seen.
Yeah, there's some like, early to mid-era Disney movies
that's true.
That just aren't the best things ever. And like, some changing of the guard between some of the original performers and some of the newer ones, and like, characterization changes, or like, there's a little bit of that here and there. But like, I don't think anybody would say there's anything that's like truly bad.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like there's so much love for these characters, so much love for this world that they have created, that it would be, people really want to do it justice.
Yeah.
Like the thing that astounds me is like, why don't they do one of these like every few years, where they take a class, do Sherlock Holmes, do like taking up fucking Dracula, take a
the Universal Monster shit would be so fun.
Yeah, just take a classic story that's in the public domain and Muppet-fy it. You know what I mean? Stunt cast somebody in it like Michael Caine, you know what I mean? Like,
and again, it's one of those things, you could get basically any actor in the world. I think Robert Pattinson would come and do a Muppets movie. You know what I mean?
Yes, I completely agree.
Like, it's that pedigree of property or pedigree of fucking comedy and art that it just anybody would come do these things.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity there, and I don't understand why. I mean, because like canonically, the Muppets are an acting troupe. Yeah, like that's their whole thing. Like the Muppets Christmas Carol that's why they're listed as
the Kermit the Frog,
as Kermit the Frog playing Bob Cratchit. Like it isn't. Oh God, what's his name? Because it was Jim Henson, and then after Jim Henson passing, the new Kermit. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember.
I literally had it in my head earlier. It does not matter. I mean, it matters, but I can't remember it. We'll look it up later.
Keep talking.
Frank Oz is Miss Piggy. But it's Miss Piggy as Emily. It isn't Frank Oz as Miss Piggy as, you know what I mean? Like they are listed in the post credits, not the pre credits, because they're an acting troupe. So like, why not do this all the time?
Steve Whitmer,
yeah. It's like
Whitmire, whichever.
It would have been okay. Like you want to have the fun, like whatever the ABC reality, Office style mockumentary. Like, okay, you could have the behind the scenes of the movie that they're about to produce, and then you see the movie. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be fun? Like, or vice versa. Like they put out, the Muppets Wizard of Oz.
Yes, which was a thing.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was a thing. Yeah.
I just pulled that out of my ass.
Yeah, they did that. They did Treasure Planet, or not Treasure Island. Treasure Planet's a different adaptation of that story.
But why don't they do 1 billion of these?
Yeah.
Why don't they keep doing these? Like
I kind of, not to shit talk people. We try not to, but I do think the worst thing that ever happened to the Muppets was being bought by Disney.
Yeah.
Because they just haven't really done all that much with them. They kind of don't market the things they do really at all. They don't really produce that much stuff. And you're just like, guys, they're the Muppets.
When did they buy them? Because I know this Muppet Christmas Carol is a Disney production. I don't know if that is in collaboration.
I think it is in collaboration.
Or like they are, distributing, but they're not like whatever.
And maybe at the time they did own the Muppets, and it was a changing of the guard, and all the new people were like, I don't really care. Like, and you're like, well, they're the Muppets. You should care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, give me more of these. Like, this is so fun.
Yeah.
Like, again, like you can tell a classic story, but bring the heat with it still.
Yeah.
And stunt cast Robert Pattinson as fucking Sherlock Holmes. And
yeah, dude, don't even joke about that. I would love that. I mean, he's already playing Batman. We know he likes detectives.
Or you could literally get freaking the Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr.
Get Robert Downey Jr. to do Sherlock Holmes again.
Robert Downey Jr. would be so good in a Muppet project.
Yeah.
Like, I would love that.
Yeah. Anyway. Or get the Muppets to retell, other Disney properties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I don't know, man. Do it.
I
feel like that's... Instead of giving me a live action movie for something that came out 6 years ago, give me a Muppet version.
Yes.
Because at least it's different.
Well, it was the joke running around forever that the third Knives Out movie should be Daniel Craig playing against all Muppets.
Yeah.
And just... Daniel Craig's the perfect actor to do that. Benoit Blanc is the perfect character to be in that kind of thing. And they're not doing that, and that's quite tragic, I think.
I mean... Okay, then give me something like that.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
give me...
Like, all right,
remake Knives Out. But...
That would have to go through a few distributions.
Yeah,
Anyway. But yeah, fucking this movie rules.
This movie is very good. It's so wholesome.
Muppets. Yeah.
We all need a little wholesome in our lives.
Yeah.
And this is a great one.
Yeah.
The Muppets.
Any recommendations or anything?
Recommendation-wise, this is going to quite literally be our shortest episode ever.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you before we do recommendations. This will come out the Thursday before Christmas. What Christmas stuff do you have left that you're wanting to do? Like any foods or anything you're trying to have and eat? Any kind of last-minute movies you're wanting to watch? Or new things that you haven't watched yet?
Ooh, good question. I struggle to think of anything new that I haven't watched. I'm sure there is something that I'm not thinking of. I definitely we have my yearly tradition with my family. We will watch Elf and we will watch Miracle on 34th Street. Me and Megan at some point very soon will watch It's a Wonderful Life. I don't know if we'll watch that with my family or not. Maybe not. That one will be tough this year, I think. We have some of those classics that we watch every year. That is to come. One that I don't know, was it last year? My brain doesn't work. The Holdovers will definitely be watched this year.
Holdovers is one that I got to get in.
That is going to be a new one this year. Ooh, I really want to watch the Santa Claus John Wick movie. What was it?
Violent Night. I rewatched that the other day. Yeah,
that movie freaking is so dumb and great, and I want to rewatch that one. That's a good one.
A pretty fun little Netflix movie. It's not like an episode of the podcast or anything, but the new Taron Egerton and Jason Bateman movie.
Yeah,
it's like Die Hard, but about a TSA agent.
Love
it. It's like way more of a thriller than an action movie, and
fun.
It's like it takes place at Christmas more than it is a Christmas movie.
Which one is more Christmas, this one or Die Hard?
Oh, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I will hear no arguments.
Yeah.
Die Hard is a Christmas film.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
Screw anyone who's like, it's not really... No, it's a Christmas movie.
You're no fun. Like
it quite literally snows at the end. Now, that snow is paper from a building that blew up.
All of the music is either directly Christmas music, or it has like sleigh bells and stuff the entire time.
And it's all about trying to get back to your family for the holidays.
Yeah.
Like Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I don't give a shit.
There's constant... reminders, we all like the ho ho ho. He's wearing the freaking hat. Like we always see Christmas as referenced throughout. Let alone the fact that everything else about it is Christmas.
Will you watch Die Hard this year?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's another one where it was like I always wanted to watch it with my family because I wanted like the different
the rotation of it.
Yeah, like there's only so many times I can rewatch Rudolph. You know what I mean? Or like me and my family every single year we watched A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And boy howdy, we got real tired of that one.
Yeah. Like it's been years since I've seen it.
It's a good one. Like don't get me wrong. Like we've just seen it too many times, especially with it being on TBS all day long.
Yeah. You should show your family Black Christmas. Dude, I went and saw Black Christmas in a movie theater. I'd seen it before, but I went and saw it in a movie theater. One of the scariest movies of all time.
Yeah.
There is a about 5 to 6 minute sequence in that movie where you see basically nothing and it's just sounds.
Yeah.
And I was like squirming in my seat. It is so the sounds and the way they mix it is so horrifying. Just hearing the person come after her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I want to die now. Like, I think I want to go into just a hiding place and stay there until the bad man leaves.
Yeah.
Like, Black Christmas is a good one. That's a really good one. If you want to just traumatize your family, you can show them a movie where you see basically nothing and it's just a drama with like quite good dialogue. And
I'm sure my family will love it.
Just don't tell them.
Yeah.
Just put it on.
Spring it on them.
Yeah.
This is a new one we're watching.
It starts horrifically immediately. It's not like
Perfect.
we're gonna secretly make this into a scary movie. It's just a scary movie.
Yeah. Oh, there's a movie I heard about. I had literally never heard of it. It's a Wong Kar-wai movie called 2046, and it's like it is a movie about I don't know all of the. It sounded really cool, but it's like a weird sci-fi movie about like a writer who's writing this world where nothing ever changes. And it like takes place like during Christmas or something or during like the holiday season. And so there's that like I don't know. It sounded really good. It sounds like it'll hit hard for me this year.
Yeah.
But it looked beautiful and it Wong Kar-wai rules. So
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What any other new movies you want to watch or movies that you haven't watched yet?
New movies. My morbid curiosity compels me to watch Red One.
Yeah.
Where, I'm just curious. Like everyone was had such strong feelings on that movie. It's like I'm gonna watch it just to see.
Yeah.
Honestly, I may watch it tonight.
Is that one in theaters or is that one on?
It is.
Streaming?
I think you could still find it in theaters, but it's officially on Prime. It had its window. It's just one that I was like, I can't. Yeah. I'm so busy right now that it's like that. Adding that to the mix was a weird. Like I still haven't seen Moana 2, and I still haven't seen Craven, and not that I really need to see Craven the Hunter, but like
or also Moana 2.
But the movies and the box office. Anyway, I just like going to the movies. I'm seeing
The Wicked again.
The night after recording this, I'm going to see The Conversation in theaters.
Hell
a movie
yeah.
I've seen and is very good, but I'm very excited to watch it where I have to just zero in.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's very good.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Other than that, movie wise, I don't know if there's much of anything else that I'm gonna watch. I don't really know if I'll even have time to watch Die Hard this year.
Crazy.
I know it's one that
watch it on the flight or something.
That's a great minimum. That's really not a bad idea.
It's a great idea. I'm a genius. I'm the smartest person.
Okay, well, hold the phone.
I'm so just smart and attractive and funny.
That's some thunder. Out there. Anyway, yeah.
Random small recommendation. Listen to the record called A Joyful Sound. I cannot remember the artist, but it is maybe the best modern Christmas record.
Yeah.
It's just it's a super faithful vintage R&B soul kind of sound.
Yeah.
It is so good. It is such a beautiful Christmas record. Go listen to that if you want to listen to some Christmas music.
Rad.
That isn't Santa Claus is coming to town or a song that you've heard a billion times.
Yeah.
It's like they're new original songs. They're very good. I can't recommend it enough.
Word.
Now
just recommendations. Do you have any other recommendations you want to throw out?
Not Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim.
Not our favorite. We did not love.
And I don't like it even more after the news came out about it.
Yes.
They fast-tracked it so they could keep the rights to Lord of the Rings, which is such a crummy, shitty thing, and I hate it. I don't hate, do I hate New Line Cinema? I can't remember. Were they the ones who made the shitty AI deal?
No, that was the John Wick people. That was Skydance or some shit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
No,
it was somebody else.
Yeah. But I have no whatever. I'm not harbor. But screw that. Fuck you. If you can't make a good movie with the rights, then you lose the fucking right. Fuck you.
That's what happened with the last Fantastic Four movie. They were just like, we don't want to lose the rights, so we're just
Fan Four Stick.
Yeah. Like, we're just gonna throw, and now Disney just owns those.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, whatever.
And for what?
And for why?
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess my recommendation would be something I've been telling you to watch. It is A Christmas Carol Gone Wrong.
Yeah,
it's 50 minutes long. It's a British comedy thing.
50?
It's 50 minutes long.
I thought you said it was like 80.
No, I thought it was.
Even freaking shorter. Holy shit, I'm watching that.
It is 50 minutes long. It is so fucking funny. Go check it out. Don't look up too much, but it is a very funny version of A Christmas Carol.
I'm trying to, do you know where I can watch it?
It was on Amazon Prime when I watched it. I think it is just on like Plex or something now. So you'd have to watch it with ads.
Boo. Christmas Carol Gone Wrong.
Yeah, you're literally going to type in the whole thing, I think.
Oh man, this my Just Watch doesn't even know what I'm talking about. It can't even give me a recommendation. Okay, I'll find it.
Here it is. I'm going to show the poster to the listeners at home from my phone, if you can see that.
That one's for the listeners.
Or the watchers, you're right.
I thought you were actually.
No, it's
but I could. Oh man, it's not available anywhere. But Polygamy Gone Wrong is something
okay.
that it gave me.
All right. Literally on Letterboxd, 2.8 thousand people have seen this.
Oh,
I am one of them because it is excellent and I love it a lot.
Okay, I'll find it.
My sister-in-law recommended it and it was just an absolute blast. Find it however you got to find it. If they're not making it available, do what you have to do, I guess. But yeah, that would be my recommendation.
What does that mean, Spencer?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
I'm just kidding. I can't even find. Oh, because maybe I should probably spell wrong, right?
Probably that might help. Letterboxd's search system got better and then got bad again.
I haven't had that many issues with it, but you would know better than I would for sure.
Because I'm on there literally all the time.
Yeah, I know this, and I love you.
Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This was just a quick little fun mini-sode we wanted to do to get a Christmas thing in.
Yeah.
For those listening to this, then should we announce what the next episode is going to be? The next full episode.
Yeah.
So the day after Christmas, we're releasing an episode on The Last Jedi, a movie that we like.
Yeah.
/ love, maybe? I don't. You'll have to listen. But Merry Christmas. You got a couple things to watch. Go spend some time with people. Show them a fun movie. Show them one of your favorite movies. Or don't do that. I don't know. Live your life.
I introed. I was supposed to do the outro.
Shit! Oh no!
He stole my line, but because I forgot. I haven't done this in a while. Or don't. I don't know. Live your life.